Tonight on Dark Matter Nap, we are going to confront a question that breaks the human mind. It is a question that children ask when they first look up at the stars, and it is the exact same question that keeps the world's most brilliant astrophysicists awake at night. Where does the universe end? Human intuition is entirely built on the concept of boundaries. Everything we have ever interacted with on Earth has a definitive edge. Oceans have shores, forests have clearings, continents drop off into the sea, and even our atmosphere gradually thins out into the vacuum of space. We are biologically programmed to believe that if you travel far enough in one direction, you will eventually hit a wall, a border, or a drop-off. We naturally assume the universe must follow the same logic. We imagine that if we could fly a starship fast enough, for long enough, we would eventually reach the edge of existence, a place where the stars stop and a dark, physical boundary begins. But modern astrophysics reveals a far more alien, terrifying, and counterintuitive reality. We will never see the end of the universe. In fact, the very concept of an end is a mechanical impossibility, forbidden by the rules of space, time, and light. Tonight, we will break down exactly why the cosmos keeps its true scale permanently locked away from us. We will explore the illusion of the observable universe, analyze the glowing, impassable fog of the Big Bang, and dive into the terrifying mechanics of dark energy, which is actively deleting the evidence of our reality. Before we journey toward an edge that doesn't exist, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more curious minds like yours. Now, settle in, turn off the lights, and let's face the infinite. To understand why we can never reach the edge, we first have to understand the bubble we are trapped inside. Whenever astronomers talk about the size of the universe, they use a very specific, carefully chosen phrase: the observable universe. Currently, the observable universe is a sphere measuring roughly 93 billion light-years in diameter, with Earth sitting exactly at the absolute center. When people hear this, they immediately fall into an intuitive trap. They imagine the universe as a giant, 93 billion light-year wide fishbowl, and they picture humanity sitting right in the middle of it. They assume that if they could travel 46.5 billion light-years in one direction, they would hit the glass of the fishbowl, the edge of reality. But the observable universe is not a physical object. It is an optical illusion created by the speed of light. Light is the fastest thing in existence, traveling at 186,000 miles per second. But it is not instantaneous. It takes time for light to cross the vast gulfs of space. Because the universe has a finite age, 13.8 billion years, light has only had 13.8 billion years to travel. The edge of the observable universe is simply the absolute maximum distance that light has had time to travel since the dawn of creation to reach our telescopes today. It is a horizon of information, not a physical wall. If you were to instantly teleport to a galaxy 40 billion light-years away, right at the edge of our observable bubble, you would not find a brick wall or an empty void. You would find yourself sitting in the center of your very own, brand new 93 billion light-year sphere, looking back at Earth on the extreme edge of your horizon. The horizon moves with the observer, just like the horizon of the ocean moves as a ship sails across the water. You can chase it for eternity, but you can never reach it. Because light takes time to travel, telescopes are not just looking across space, they are looking backward through time. This creates a deeply unsettling reality. We can never see the universe as it exists right now. We can only see it as it was. When you look at the moon, you are seeing it as it was 1.3 seconds ago. When you look at the sun, you are seeing it as it was 8 minutes ago. If the sun were to suddenly vanish right now, we wouldn't know about it for 8 minutes. We are always living in the past of the objects we observe. As we look deeper into the cosmos, this time delay becomes extreme. When we point the James Webb Space Telescope at a galaxy 10 billion light-years away, we are looking at a ghost. We are seeing that galaxy as it was 10 billion years ago, when the universe was just a toddler. That galaxy has had 10 billion years of evolution since that light left it. Its stars have died, new ones have been born, and it may have collided with other galaxies. It might not even exist anymore. But we are physically forbidden from knowing its present state. This means that as we look toward the supposed edge of the universe, we are not looking at a place in space. We are looking at a coordinate in time. The further out we look, the younger the universe gets. Therefore, if we try to look all the way to the end of the universe, we don't find an empty border. We find the beginning of time. If telescopes are time machines, logic suggests that if we build a powerful enough telescope, we should be able to look all the way back to time zero and watch the exact moment of the Big Bang. We should be able to see the absolute edge of creation. But the universe has installed a permanent, physical firewall that blocks us from seeing the beginning. It is called the surface of last scattering. For the first 380,000 years after the Big Bang, the universe was incredibly small, unbelievably hot, and unimaginably dense. It was a boiling, violent soup of free-floating protons, electrons, and raw radiation. In this extreme environment, the physics of light were broken. A photon, a particle of light, could not travel in a straight line. The moment it was emitted, it would instantly smash into a free electron, ricocheting wildly inside the plasma. The early universe was completely glowing, but it was essentially a solid wall of illuminated fog. It was utterly, absolutely opaque. It wasn't until the universe expanded and cooled down to roughly 5,000 degrees that the protons and electrons finally slowed down enough to lock together and form the first neutral hydrogen atoms. The exact moment this happened, the fog instantly vanished. Space became transparent, and light was finally free to travel across the void. That initial flash of released light is still traveling today, stretched out by the expansion of space into microwaves. We call it the cosmic microwave background. But it serves as an unbreakable visual barrier. No optical telescope, no matter how vast or technologically perfect, can ever see anything older than 380,000 years after the Big Bang. If you try to look further back toward the edge of time, you just hit the glowing wall of the primordial plasma. It is a locked door that completely shields the birth of the universe from the eyes of its inhabitants. So, if our observable universe is just a 93 billion light-year bubble defined by the speed of light and the age of time, what exists outside of it? What lies beyond the physical horizon of our vision? Cosmologists have mapped the geometry of space by analyzing the tiny temperature fluctuations in the cosmic microwave background. According to Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity, space can have a shape. It can be curved like a sphere, it can be saddle-shaped, or it can be perfectly flat. The data from our most advanced satellites proves that, with a margin of error of less than 0.4%, the universe is perfectly flat. In cosmology, a flat universe implies something mathematically terrifying. It implies that the universe is infinite. If the universe is infinite, then the concept of an edge is completely meaningless. There is no drop-off. There is no wall. If you could somehow step outside our observable bubble and freeze time, you would just see more universe. You would see more galaxies, more stars, more dark matter, and more voids, stretching on forever in every possible direction, with no end. Our 93 billion light-year observable sphere is just one microscopic drop of water in an ocean that has no shores. The human mind is incapable of truly processing infinity. We try to picture a very, very large box, but an infinite universe means the box doesn't exist. There is no container. The universe is everything, and it goes on forever. You cannot reach the edge of something that has no boundaries. Even if the universe is not infinite, even if it is just unimaginably vast, curving back on itself like the surface of a hypersphere, we are still physically prevented from ever reaching its outer limits due to the most hostile force in modern physics: dark energy. In 1998, astrophysics was turned upside down. Scientists discovered that the expansion of the universe wasn't slowing down, it was accelerating. Space itself is stretching, and it is doing so at a faster and faster rate every single second. Because space is expanding everywhere at once, the cumulative speed of that expansion increases with distance. The further away a galaxy is from us, the more expanding space there is between us. Because of this, distant galaxies appear to be receding from us at blistering speeds. At a distance of roughly 16 billion light-years, the cumulative expansion of space reaches a critical threshold. The space between us and those galaxies is expanding faster than the speed of light. This creates the cosmic event horizon. Any galaxy sitting beyond this 16 billion light-year mark is permanently, mathematically isolated from us. Even if you stepped into a starship today that could travel at exactly the speed of light, and you flew toward those distant galaxies for 1 trillion years, you would never reach them. The ground beneath you is expanding faster than you can travel. You are running on a cosmic treadmill, and the universe keeps turning up the speed. Because of dark energy, the vast majority of the universe is locked away from us. We will never be able to reach it, we will never be able to send a message to it, and we will never be able to affect it. The edge of the universe is expanding away from us faster than causality itself. The true horror of dark energy is not just that it keeps us from reaching distant galaxies. It is that it is actively shrinking the amount of the universe we can interact with. As the acceleration of space continues, galaxies that are currently inside our observable horizon are being pushed out. Every single day, thousands of star systems and galaxies cross over the cosmic event horizon. Once they cross that line, they are gone forever. We are currently watching a slow-motion cosmic eviction. The light they emitted before crossing the horizon will still reach us for a while, but it will become increasingly stretched out or redshifted by the expanding space. The light waves will become longer and longer, shifting from visible light to infrared to radio waves. Eventually, the waves will stretch so severely that they flatline completely, dropping below the background noise of the vacuum. The galaxy will simply fade to black and vanish from the sky. Cosmologists calculate that 94% of the galaxies in our observable universe have already crossed the cosmic event horizon. They are already gone. The light we see from them tonight is ancient ghost light. The actual physical galaxies have been swept away by the expanding void. We are trapped in the remaining 6% of the universe, and that window is actively, relentlessly closing. If we project this accelerating expansion forward into deep time, we reach a profoundly lonely and terrifying era. It proves that not only will we never see the end of the universe, but future civilizations will not even be able to see the beginning. In about 100 billion years, dark energy will have successfully pushed every single galaxy outside of our local neighborhood past the cosmic event horizon. The Milky Way will have merged with Andromeda into a single, massive elliptical galaxy, but everything else will be gone. The space between our merged galaxy and the rest of the universe will be expanding so fast that no light will ever be able to cross the gap. Future astronomers living in our solar system will look out into the deep night with their most powerful telescopes, and they will see absolutely nothing. No distant spirals, no colliding clusters, no cosmic web, just an endless pitch-black void surrounding their isolated island of stars. But it gets worse. The cosmic microwave background, the flash of the Big Bang that currently provides us with the blueprint of creation, will also be stretched completely out of existence. Its wavelengths will become larger than the observable universe itself, rendering it utterly undetectable. Future scientists will have no evidence that the universe is expanding. They will have no evidence of the Big Bang. They will have no evidence that other galaxies ever existed. If they look at the sky, all their empirical data will point to a single false conclusion: that their local galaxy is the only thing that exists, surrounded by an eternal, static, empty void. The universe is actively deleting the evidence of its own history. We happen to live in a microscopic, privileged window of time, the golden age of cosmology, where the sky is still illuminated enough for us to figure out how reality works. We cannot see the end, but future generations won't even be able to see the beginning. We have established that we can never see the spatial edge of the universe. We can never reach the physical boundaries of space. But what about the chronological end? Can we witness the absolute final moments of time itself? To answer this, we have to look at the ultimate, inescapable law of reality, the second law of thermodynamics, entropy, the rule that all closed systems move from order to disorder. The universe is currently in the stelliferous era, the era of starlight. But this is a temporary phase. Stars require hydrogen gas to burn, and the universe has a finite supply. 100 trillion years from now, the last red dwarf stars will exhaust their fuel and quietly fade away. The universe will go completely black. The cosmos will enter the degenerate era, populated only by cold planetary corpses, black dwarfs, neutron stars, and supermassive black holes. But even these objects are not eternal. Over unfathomable timescales, the protons that make up solid matter may decay into radiation. The planets and dead stars will literally dissolve into thin wisps of energy. The only structures left will be the black holes. But in the black hole era, stretching into a googol of years in the future, even the masters of gravity will succumb to the void. Through Hawking radiation, black holes will slowly, silently evaporate, exploding in final, solitary flashes of gamma rays that will be instantly swallowed by the expanding, empty vacuum. When the last black hole dies, the universe will enter the heat death. The heat death is not a fiery apocalypse. It is the absolute, quiet freezing of reality. All matter will be gone. All energy will be perfectly, evenly distributed across a hyper-expanded, infinite void. The temperature will drop to absolute zero. Because the energy is perfectly even, no work can be done. Information cannot be processed. Chemistry cannot happen. Biology is impossible. We will never see the end of the universe because the end of the universe fundamentally forbids the existence of observers. Observation requires energy gradients. It requires a hot source and a cold sink. It requires photons moving from a star to a retina. In the heat death, there is no light, no motion, and no structure. Time itself will lose its meaning. Time is measured by events, by the transition from one state to another. In a universe where nothing ever happens, where everything is perfectly even and perfectly frozen, there is no past, no present, and no future. The end of the universe is not a catastrophic event you can watch. It is the permanent cessation of watching. We are biologically hardwired to want a narrative with a beginning, a middle, and an end. We want the universe to be a stage that we can walk across, map out, and conquer. We want to sail our starships to the absolute edge of existence, look over the cliff, and see what lies beyond the veil. But the universe does not care about human intuition. It is a machine built out of stretching space and fading light. It operates on a scale so vast that our very attempts to measure it reveal our own permanent isolation. The speed of light traps us in the past. The opacity of the Big Bang blinds us to the beginning. The infinite expanse of space denies us a border. Dark energy actively locks the doors to the distant galaxies. And the relentless march of entropy ensures that we will not survive to see the final curtain fall. We are trapped inside a 93 billion light-year bubble, adrift in a dark ocean that is tearing itself apart. But this existential dread masks a profound and beautiful truth. The fact that we can never reach the edge, and the fact that we will never see the end, makes the present moment infinitely more valuable. We exist in a brief, volatile spark of cosmic history. We are alive exactly at the moment when the universe is warm, when the stars are burning, when chemistry is complex enough to build a conscious brain, and when the cosmic web is still visible in the sky. We are the universe waking up for a fraction of a second, opening its eyes, and realizing how vast it truly is. We will never see the end of the universe, but we don't need to. Our legacy is not defined by crossing a finish line that doesn't exist. Our legacy is the defiance of mapping the dark while the lights are still on. We use mathematics, telescopes, and the fragile spark of human curiosity to chart an architecture we can never physically touch. We have proven that while the human body is trapped on a tiny rock in the suburbs of the Milky Way, the human mind is capable of understanding the infinite. Thank you for joining me tonight on this massive, immersive exploration into the boundaries of existence here on Dark Matter Nap. If this long journey into the cosmic horizon, dark energy, and the inevitable heat death challenged your perspective on reality, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support is the exact engine that gives me the capability to continue creating these late-night, deep dives into the absolute mysteries of our cosmos. The next time you walk outside on a clear night and look up at the vast expanse of the stars, do not feel crushed by the fact that you can never reach the edge. Look at the deep dark with a quiet reverence. Appreciate that you are witnessing a masterpiece that is actively fading away, and that your ability to see it at all is a mathematical miracle. Sleep well tonight, knowing that the void is vast, but our understanding of it burns bright. Good night, and may your dreams reach far beyond the absolute horizon.